enjoy a live show. Comment any questions, see what's up in our world of epic, and hear what we have in store. Welcome to Monster Monday. I don't know, I think it didn't go live until that video was about half over, but it is what it is. I don't know. It's I could hit it again, I guess. I'll just skip it. I'll just give it a second. It'll be fine. So, welcome to Monster Monday, everybody. I'm a little behind because I just got back. And I've been unpacking today, and but we're getting on with it. So we got Misty here. I was on the road for 2 weeks. Which makes it a little chaotic. But I went to Monster Day, and then we had the movie, and then I ripped out to Cali, and then I had to go to Mississippi, and then back to Atlanta, and finally got home. So I got home today and got unpacked. I got the motorcycles unloaded. Everything is like sitting in the driveway. That's about it. So if I'm a little bit off today, that's why. But that's what's new with me. Misty, what's up with you?
Not too much. Typical Monday work.
Yeah.
That's about it. No Monday. Snow here.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's no snow in so many places. Like in New York, I have friends from Minnesota that are coming to a snowmobile race in New York, and there's no snow. So that's just craziness. Usually there's snow, everywhere this time of year. So it's nuts not to have snow. Oops, almost knocked my fairing around. So like I say, people gotta bear with me while I get everything organized. All right. I'll just jump into it here. For Monster News, I got a new way of doing it. I'm gonna try for our Monster News. We have past, a present, and future, things we got going on. So I'm going to start with the things in the past and then go to the present. And then we have things we have coming up. So in Monster News, what we did, everybody's familiar with, what we had going on with the Monster Day 3.0 down in Texas. And that was an awesome, awesome day. It was our third time down there. We had 20 monsters or so at the school. And I know Misty and Dylan were nice enough to hit on this last week when I was in the mountains. But, I just want to touch on a little bit because it was really cool. We did a tug of war with the kids, and a bunch of monsters stepped up and, did that with the kids, showing them how you got to pull for each other. And we had a pretty good thing, and it really worked out good. And we got the fairing signed by all the kids. 650 kids signed the fairing. I'm going to show you the fairing here. So that's what it looks like. That's what the signed fairing. There's one that hangs in Gavin's room, just like this. And there is one that hangs in the entryway of his elementary school. So this is the third one. And I think I'm going to keep this one and hang it in the office. So I'm pretty excited about that. It looks pretty cool. I'm going to just take it and get it seal coated, and that's it. So if I did want to put it on a motorcycle and ride it, I could. It won't get too bad. The sun fades these away. Fades them away really bad. I found that out over the years of having Pearl and having, racing her and having people sign it. The green and black are the only two colors that hold up with a Sharpie. They say they're permanent. Even the extreme reds in the sun, it wears them out. So I don't know. God, this Siri keeps talking to me. But anyhow, the colors fade away even when you seal them. So I just think that's crazy. It would be really cool if you could have it on the motorcycle like this, but it just doesn't work like that. So, but I got it. It's really cool. But we got the fairing signed. We went for a ride. We had a barbecue at Gavin's house with his mom and dad, and all the monsters and neighbors and friends were over there. So it was just a great weekend. And then we moved right into Saturday. Had his movie, and we went for a ride, and we had all kinds of fun that day going for a ride. And then we went over to the movie theater, and he had his show. So it was really cool. And it was awesome to see, a movie of something you lived. I've never been through that before. So it was cool on my end. So I hope that people enjoyed as much as I do. It's hard for me to get an idea what people will think because I lived it. So it's like, I guess it'd be like watching a movie, anything you do, if you lived it, you got a different view of it than everybody else. So what did you think as somebody just watching it? Was it entertaining the whole time?
I loved it. I cried from the beginning to the end, but it was just incredible. It
Yeah,
really was.
there were some emotional parts, that's for sure. And Chase and Iceman did such a good job of rolling that in from the funny to the sad
It was
to the
funny too. Yeah.
yeah, there were touching things. There was so much that they caught on camera that I didn't even know was filmed. I didn't even know there was a camera there. Like, we were in the beer cooler. I didn't even know he had a camera set up. Like, he was really good about that, and that was the idea of the movie. I wanted to get it caught just like real life, real, as it was if you were there. Nobody's doing anything different because there's a camera in their face, and nobody's getting nervous. Sometimes you just put a camera in front of somebody and they kind of lock up a little bit. Where Jason did a great job of getting a camera in places you didn't know the camera was there. And Chase did a great job of capturing pictures. So when they put all that together, man, it was incredible. And for me to see some things I kind of forgot about, some, were caught at an angle that obviously as the person in it, you don't realize this, what's going on, but it was really, really touching. It was really cool, and it was beyond my wildest dreams. Really was. I mean, I wanted this caught so Gavin's family could have this as a keepsake, so Gavin can watch this for years to come. Um, that's what I was hoping, and this was just above and beyond. I honestly think it's going to be a big hit with people to watch. If you were just watched it and you knew nothing about motorcycles, nothing about what we do, what the kids go through, if you knew nothing about that, I still think it would be a movie that you'd sit through, and you might not be like, oh, that was the greatest thing, but you would also not hate it. I think you'd find it entertaining. If I just came across that, I'd watch it, and I thought it was very well done. I was surprised that they don't do that for a living. That's how good it was. And the music, that just, music moves the soul. So, they had the change of tone to it, and, at the times, and, the ending was just incredible. So I'm still on cloud nine about that. It's just crazy for me to think that it's actually reality. So that's the part that is just so cool. I mean, that movie will be around, and people will be watching that or showing it. I was telling Chase, people will be watching that movie someday and talking about the shitbag motorcycles we rode. Like, they're the best motorcycles they have right now, but someday those will be the old school junk motorcycles that, people will be shocked that we took a kid around Texas in that heat on those crappy old motorcycles. So, I think that's kind of fun, and, it'll be a great keepsake for the DMD community to look back on, and for kids with DMD, and after they find a cure for this, they'll be talking about what DMD was. That's my dream. They'll talk about a kid who had DMD, and I want people to say, well, what was DMD? What was that? Talk about, like, when we hear about things that are long gone, I hope that's the case. That's my dream. So I want to thank everybody involved. I didn't get a chance to come on last week, but everybody that showed up. I mean, we had people come from Washington, Denver, Frankie Mountains, and Bradley. They drove down, they didn't have time off. They just literally epic shit, got in the car, came down, got a couple hours of sleep that Friday night, got up, hung out Saturday, and after the premiere was done, they got back in the car and they just went home. I mean, it was, I don't know how many miles, 4,500 miles round trip of down there for 8 hours. So that just shows you the level of commitment some people have, and it was amazing. But there was 120, 150 people in that theater. I've heard couple different numbers. I didn't even talk to the theater yet. Didn't know how many people bought tickets, but there are people walking by. You could just come in with or without tickets. But it was really, really amazing night. So I thank everybody, all the monsters that came and supported that and filled the theater up. There was a DMD family, had 2 boys with DMD that came, and that was amazing. They just heard about it and they were there. So it was very well received. So everybody, it was Yeah, that's the truth too. And but I think people will like it. You know, I do think it's cool, and you know, it's a movie about bikers. So, you know, there's some swearing, there's some, you know, rough around the edges kind of stuff, but you know, it's not, you know, I would take a kid to see that in a heartbeat, you know, um, without a doubt. So, you know, it is just bikers, and it was bikers living on the road for a week with an 8-year-old kid with DMD. So there's things that just, you know, you get frustrated, you get tired, you get sunburn, and you know, we were baked, and you know, Gavin got to see how I put sunscreen on kids when they you know, when we have to have it on, you know, like there's no arguing with me about are we putting sunscreen on. So, that was something I had no idea was caught on camera, you know, but we laughed, and my daughter was there, and she thought it was really funny. She said, "Welcome to my childhood." So, you know, that's what I did with my kids. You know, you need sunscreen. No, I don't want it. Well, that was the last I asked. You know, you're just getting it, and that's that. But it was a lot of fun. But I left there, and I had some time to kill, because I had to, be in Mississippi over the weekend, so I had some time to kill, so I decided to take a ride out to see Turbo and surprise him on Turbo Time last Tuesday. So I left, Texas, the Shirts area early in the morning on, let's see, what day was that? On Monday morning, and I took off, and Hopper had tuned me into that Guadalupe Peak, and he had went on it and he did a video, but you know, I don't pay attention to things enough to understand what a task that was. And so he wanted me to go see it, and I thought, well, I'm up for an adventure. So I ride my motorcycle to Guadalupe Peak, threw off my climb gear, put a pair of like hiking or biking jeans on, like motorcycle jeans, not flexible jeans at all. They're like made for walking through, you know, a jungle, not getting cut, not for walking up a hill. But anyhow, I took off on this hike. I had no idea what I was in for. It was they said it was 4.2 miles, and they were full of crap on that. I grabbed my water bottle. I had a water bottle, 16-ounce water bottle. I put it in my back pocket. And I just grabbed my cup off the bike and took off. No food, nothing. Just up the hill I went. And it is 5 miles of complete and utter insanity working a workout. I have never hiked that hill in my life. I don't know that much about it. It is absolutely crazy. Like I got to the top. I don't know. It took me 3 hours to get to the top, something like that. The round trip was six and a half hours, but it was absolutely insane. Like I was sweating my ass off all the way to the top. It was cold. There was snow and ice at the top, and it was crazy. I didn't even know Texas had a mountain like that in it. It was 90 or 8,700 feet at the top, and you know they had a really cool monument that I took some pictures of. I don't have them even on here today. I'd show them to you, but it was really cool. I mean, I would recommend if you're in shape and are willing want an adventure. That's it. It was because the views the whole way up from the first half mile of that hike until you are standing at the top, the views are incredible. You just get all different views of, you know, the mountains there. So it was really, really something, but I had no idea it was such a hike. I mean, you think you're to the top, and then you get to the top and that's not the top. Yeah, exactly. I know better that if Hopper turns me on to something, I'm convinced he's either trying to kill me or he just wants an afternoon to laugh. You know, he tells me to hurry, get there early, and I had no idea I had to get there early because it gets dark. I left at 3 in the morning to head there. I got there at 10 in the morning, something like that. And by the time I got changed and head up, you know, it took me 6.5 hours, and I had to hustle to get down before it got dark. And I was not wasting any time walking up the mountain either. I mean, I'm not in the best hiking condition, and I did not have the clothes on for it. I found my feet are still a little jacked from not ready for that yet for the shoes I had on, but it's really a cool place. Everybody in Texas should definitely see it. And if anybody's down there and you're a hiker, you want to see cool stuff because there's just some sweet, sweet views. And there's a little bridge you got to go across. And, you know, it's a couple 100-foot drop right off the edge, and it's only 3 feet wide. And, you know, it's not anything. If you're afraid of heights, you better get your things in order before you walk up parts of that, because you're on the edge when you're walking up it. So that was pretty cool. But from there, I went up to Cali, and then I saw Turbo, surprised him. I got to spend 3 hours with Turbo in California because I had to be back to Texas. So I ended up riding for 3 days and got to spend 3 hours with Turbo. So he was just amazed that we do crap like that and we ride out. I said, "Well, I wanted to have dinner with you and get to hang out and see you face to face." So, it was well worth it for me, and I wanted to ride, so it was a win-win. So he just thought it was crazy that we would ride out and, you know, hang out for 3 hours and then take off and get back to Texas. So it was a great all around ride. And then I left there and went back and was going through Arizona, and I stopped to see a friend of mine who I have from Minnesota, and she was like another mother to me. I was really good friends with her son. So I stopped to see Lois Lucas, and so there'd be some people watching that will know Lois. She was very well known in the town I grew up in, but she had a son that was a couple years younger than me that we were really good friends. So she practically raised me, and he passed away of a crazy brain cancer a couple years back. And so it was just good to see her and stop. And Gopher saw me on the highway. I didn't realize he lived right near that town. So he saw me on the highway and sent me a message, but I didn't see it. And I didn't have a lot of time anyway. So I wouldn't have been able to hang out. But I banged through some country roads back into Texas and made it back to Gavin's house, and we hung out. And then I left on Thursday for Mississippi and then worked my way home. So here I am. So that's what we had going on. And that was a busy, busy, busy time. I was absolutely exhausted. I'm still tired. It was just a whirlwind. Getting ready for all of this wore me out. I don't sleep very well when I have something going on. So between Monster Day and the movie, I didn't sleep at all. I was shot after that. When everybody left on Sunday, I took a nap. I could hardly even function on Sunday. So it was a lot of fun. Let's see. In the monster news in the present, we have the Locomotion, which is now on the next month. So I have to, get my day counter ready now. He's rolling along. So he is at day 36. And that's really awesome because he has not had it easy. So I'm happy to see him into a new month, man. I'm hoping February can be a turnaround and not have snow and ice on the roads and start getting some normal cold weather, but not have the epic things he's had to go through. So, give him a shout out, cheer him on, share his mission, share his fundraising. It's very motivating for all of us that know what it's like to do epic stuff. It's motivating when you see people getting behind you. So we'll keep cheering him on. And we're going to have a special bonus day ride that we're going to set up through our Monster Miles. And so look for that. I'll get the details coming out, but there is a bonus day on the 29th of February because there's a bonus day this year. And that is going to be the day that allows him to beat Honor's previously held record of riding for a year. It's something I never even thought about that, Honor does it. And I'm like, well, nobody will ever beat that. No, except the very next year when it's a leap year. So Loco will hold that record for another 4 years if somebody can tie him, but it's pretty amazing. But in honor of him doing that, we're going to have a bonus day on the 29th of February. So if anybody's available to ride, we're going to have two options. You just ride for Loco and give them a shout out, do whatever. And then we're going to also have, if people go on rides of 500 or 1,000 miles that day. So we're going to have a couple options coming out. So I'll get those details and hopefully get those put out by next Monday. So we'll be good to go. And speaking of Monster Miles, this is a new month. So the month of February, now we have a new ride that started. So that is the February ride. That is 1,060 miles in 24 hours. And that is for the boys. So go to the website, go to the calendar, any way you want to find it. But there's a list of things you have to find in February. I'll give them to you right now. But you have to find a goat, a wild animal, some form of a gun, a jackhammer, and something with a turbo. So this is all about the boys. So that's what you got to find, and you got to do it while you do your 1,060 miles. So good luck with that. Let's see. Now the good stuff, the future stuff. We have we're going to try something new. We're going to try some Zoom calls to keep people that want to be active in Mile Monsters, so we can keep them in touch and keep them tuned up with what we need help with, what they're willing to help with, and things like that. So I'm going to start a Zoom call. I'm going to try to do it the first or second Wednesday of every month. I'm going to try to do it at 9 o'clock Eastern time, because that gives people on the West Coast the best chance I can, because I honestly don't want to stay up until midnight doing a video Eastern time. But so far, if you're interested, you hit me up and I will get you an invite to the Zoom call. But so far, this is the list of people I have that will be getting an invite, because I have a job for them, and some don't know they're on this list yet. So yeah, I wish we had everybody on screen, but you'll be getting an invite for the Zoom call on Wednesday. And that is obviously myself, Hop, Twister, Misty, Frosty, Value, Honor, Iceman, Frankie Mountains, Wrong Way, and Brandy. So if I missed anybody or anybody else, and when I say Misty, that includes Dylan. He's right next to you, so he's not off the hook either. There you go. So that's a plan. So we're just going to try to do that. We're going to try to get some people. It's just gotten too much for me to do by myself, and when I try to do it, it's just insanity, and I can't do anything else. And I'm trying to do too much riding this year, and I don't want things to get left behind. So we're going to assign some people individual kids, and assign some people individual jobs, and people are going to run things through these people that are heading with it. So everybody wants to volunteer. Everybody keeps asking me about it. So we're going to get it in order, and Frosty will be leading who's in charge of what. So I'm just going to kind of gently guide, and I'll be the go-to, still be the face and everything else, but this will be behind the scenes help to get things running smooth, which all just boils down to more cool, epic stuff for the boys. So like I say, that's going to be the first or second Wednesday of the month, and we're going to try to do it this Wednesday, the 7th. I think it's the 7th. Yep, the 7th. So we're going to do it this Wednesday. So tomorrow I'm going to send everybody an invite. If somebody misses it, they're going to be available to go back and watch it if you want to see it. Through the StreamYard or through Zoom, I can just share it somewhere. So it's really easy. And if we had 10 people, I'll just do it right on StreamYard, because that's super easy. I know how to function with that a little better. But I think it'll be probably more than 10 people. But anyways, next we got the Monster Gump. Like I said, that is mapped out. If people want to join me on that ride, that is awesome. Starts May 11th. So if you want to ride for a day, a half a day, an hour, whatever it is, I will be posting the map and my location of where I plan to start each day from, because I don't know what time I'll get in there. I might get delayed and get in at midnight, 1 o'clock. I'm just going to set up camp and sleep quick, but I'm going to plan to leave every day at sunup. So sunup, I'm going to leave. So if you're planning to meet me on the road, or, where I start from, you kind of have an idea where I'm going to, what time I'm going to be leaving. So sunup is when I plan to leave every day. Let's see, the Monster K. We're going to be putting a video about. I'm going to be putting a video up next week about that, kind of describing everything so people can share it, because I get a lot of questions. There's some confusion about what you have to do to be eligible for it. So I'm just going to make a nice video. You can put, and it's going to be right here on StreamYard, so people can just watch it whenever they want. We'll pin it on all of our sites. It'll be on our Facebook stuff and social media and our website. So keep an eye out for that. Let's see, the Monster 48 with Gavin. We talked about that at his movie. That's going to start July 6th. So that's going to be a great ride. Right now we have myself, Hop, Twister, Chase, Iceman, and Frosty are the 6 people that are involved with that. We are going to have a meeting. I wanted to do it when we were in Texas, but we just had so much going on. I couldn't get myself organized to sit with anybody, let alone 6 of us. So we're going to have a video call this week at some point, and we're going to decide and discuss what the best way is to do it for Gavin's safety and for the publicity of it, and getting people the opportunity to ride with us. So I like the idea of people riding with us. We just have to come up with a game plan so it works best for Gavin, because that's a long time in that heat, and it's going to be 800 miles every day for 10 days, over 800 miles. So, it's a lot. So we're going to have some, if we do open it up where people can ride with us, that's great. You're just going to be some things they'll have to understand, if we, we're not going to wait, we're not going to that kind of stuff. So we'll figure it out. I like the idea of having people ride with us. We just can't ride with a kid and have a group of 10 or 12 bikes. It just doesn't work like that. So, if we have it groups of 2 or 3 and they just kind of stagger back, it would be all good. So, yeah, that's the truth too. Gavin's safety is first and not third. I joke around about safety third, but with Gavin, we want to keep his safety up there. And there's just inherent dangers from being on a bike, and you're taking a 9-year-old, 9,000 almost 9,000 miles around 48 states in 10 days. Like, there's just inherent danger with that anyhow. So to keep those danger things as low as possible, we have to do everything possible we can, to set it up like that. So just to do that ride, there's some danger, but there's a lot less danger when you have 2 bikes around than there is when there's 12. So, but we'll figure it out. It's not everybody knows how to ride, so it's much easier. And if everybody knows how to catch up and do all that kind of stuff, so I'm not overly worried about it. I think we'll find something out that'll be good. The other thing we have is the Hokahay. The Hokahay riders. If you are a Hokahay rider and you're watching this tonight, we are going to start the Zoom calls for the Hokahay the second Tuesday of every month at 9:00 Eastern time. So every month at 9:00, I'm going to do a Zoom call, or I'll do a call on like StreamYard or something like that. But we're going to talk about the game plan, fundraising, things we need for it, shirts, gear, that kind of thing, and some tips. So some things that I've learned, Hopper's learned, Twister's learned. We're going to go over that kind of stuff and, help people out the best we can. So if this is your first time or your 10th time, you can pick something up and get a little better at it, and hopefully enjoy your Hokahay a little better. So stay tuned with that. But the second Tuesday of every month, 9:00 Eastern time, there'll be a Zoom call. We have the list. Frosty has a list of all the riders that have signed up with us so far. If you're watching this and you're riding the Hokahay and want to join in, then obviously just shoot me an email. I'll get you the form. The form's pinned on everything site we have, so you'll find it easy enough. Then we have the Monsters Over Mountains. That's in August. We'll be getting way more into that. That's the 24th of August. Denver's in charge of that. So stay tuned with that. That's way off. So we got a lot to do before that. But we'll be kicking that off soon as far as merchandise and stuff like that. If people want to get some fun stuff. But if you're interested in joining in on that, it's a great ride. Plan for it. It's August 24th. And then the Honor Roll. The Honor Roll is still rolling. She inspired a whole new ride. So the second week of every month, which is coming up this next Sunday, is the Honor Roll. And you can ride your bike 1 mile every day. Whatever you do, you just have to ride your bike 7 days in a row. And I was eyeballing it up because I thought maybe this month I can ride for the first time. I could ride my bike 7 days in a row. And then I looked at the calendar and I thought, okay, it's going to start on the 11th, Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, maybe I can do that. Then I fast forward to Friday and I'm going out of town. So another month will pass without me doing it. So I'm pretty sure that this might be my toughest challenge of my life, is completing a motorcycle ride the second week of every month. For whatever reason, I can't do 7 days the second week. So I don't know how Honor did 365 days when I can't muster 7 days of the second week of any month yet. So
it's tough. I did it 1 week. It's tough. It really is.
It just puts a whole new level of respect for doing that for 365 days. Like, it just,
I don't know how she did it.
I don't either. Like, I laugh at myself. I can't even do 7 days. Like, not 7 days of that second week of every month. So there's something going on. And I'm looking ahead at the second week of March. Maybe I might have a shot. I guess that would be the 10th. I'll be coming home from Daytona, so I might have a shot. Maybe March will kill my streak of never doing it, but I don't know. Odds are something will happen. But anyhow, where was I? That is about it. Yeah, Bike Week. There's some IBA events going on. There's going to be a bunch of monsters hanging out in, Daytona and then up in Jacksonville for the IBA. So everybody will be up there. If you want to see any monsters, hit Daytona, the Wild Ass booth. There's always monsters at the Wild Ass booth. I'm going to be at the Wild Ass booth for a few days. I'm not even sure what days I'm working at. I got to get with Craig and figure all that out. But I'm definitely going down there, going to hang out, going to work, going to ride, going to go to the IBA event, and I might book down to Key West or do one of their rides. I need to get some miles in, and I need to get some things accomplished. So I'm going to try to do that. And then we still have calendars. So if anybody is in the need of a calendar, go to the website, go to the store, order up a calendar. I'm going to be I mailed everything out before I left, but now it's been 2 weeks and I have not even looked at the site. So I'm going to do that on Wednesday. So they'll be going in the mail on Thursday. So if you need a calendar, you want to share a calendar, tell somebody about our calendar. It keeps you very in tune with what we have going on, and it has a bunch of cool stuff with the kids, and it just pays for the calendar. So we appreciate the support. So if anybody needs a calendar, go to milemonstersinc.com and be all good. Let's see. That is all I have. So I'm going to turn it over to the news crew, and then I have another job to do because she sprung some action on me right away. So now I have to kind of get ready for that. Well, she's getting her news. Are you starting with Elfie too?
No, I'll start with Drew.
Okay. That'll at least give me a bit.
Yeah.
But we did figure out Misty brings me some challenges, and for me to do anything, I need to be pushed. I need a deadline. My brain's broken. If you just tell me to do something, it just doesn't happen very, very smoothly. But if you give me 5 minutes to get something done, we can rock through it. I've been trying to figure out how to share the screen and put things from online onto the screen. Well, we literally had 6 minutes, I think.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Like that.
Yeah. So we rocked through it. So thank you. And now I'm bragging it up like we're this great team. And as soon as you give me the go, I'm gonna mess something up and everybody's gonna laugh at me. I'll be blacked out and out of it. So it's all good. So I'll let you have it. Good luck.
Awesome. Thanks. Okay, so starting with Drew. Drew had mobile lab tech visit him this morning. We got some good news on Drew. They collected a bunch of blood for the New Year baseline. They also received some mail today, a letter saying the new drug has been approved. So that's great news. Now they're praying that it helps. Great. I know. Now they're praying that it helps more than the old one and that he tolerates it well.
Yeah, those drugs are crazy what they have to go through to get them approved. I mean, it's just, I get it if you're going to do experimental crap on a broken leg that's going to heal either way in 6 weeks, but DMD is it's DMD, so you need whatever you can as soon as you can. Like, just, I don't know. They sure make these kids go through a lot of hoops just to try a medication.
Try it, yeah.
So I wish him luck.
Yeah. And February is a rough month for Drew as it's his diagnosis month. And Valentine's Day makes 5 years for him being diagnosed. So kind of a tough month for Drew. So,
man, $100K for this drug if there's no insurance. That just, when I read that, I just think, like, where the hell do we live? Like, why is there a drug that a kid needs that would cost them $100,000 if there is not medical insurance? I get that research and development costs money. I get that, but there has to be a way they can figure something out. Like, I get that it costs money and they have to get their money back because they paid people millions and millions of dollars. The best minds in the world, you have to pay them to get them to work there, and equipment and everything. But man, that just seems so wrong that you have a kid needs to pay $100,000 for a medication you have to fight to get.
Yeah.
That's
It's
tough.
sad. That is
Yeah, it's
tough.
crazy.
So Gavin, that's what I have for Drew. I'll skip to Gavin. Gavin had his cardio appointment, and that went really good. His heart's doing great. So that's great news for Gavin.
Yeah, he was down in Houston for that, and
Yeah.
I had just went past Houston. I was on my way home, and then Twister and Hopper went and met him there and had a great time. And
Yeah.
I was jealous that I wasn't there, but I was also like just all smiles as I was. I was jealous I wasn't there, but I was all smiles because I think how cool that is that, you know, these kids go do something, and there's monsters there hanging out with them, and you
Yeah.
know, and doing it. So it really it shows that what we do is worthwhile, and how it ties it all together. So that was awesome. So yeah, I didn't even looked at who's watching tonight, but if Hop and Twister are there, that was pretty awesome. Nice work.
I didn't see them on here, but they might be. And they are. And and then they took him to the buffet. And did you see what he was eating at the buffet?
Yeah, I saw that when I was driving. I was laughing.
That was so funny. Yeah. They said nothing really else exciting to report, which is, okay, but they're counting the days until spring break.
Yeah.
So,
That's common with every kid in the world. As soon as Christmas break is over, they're counting the days until spring break.
yeah,
That's how it works.
that's hilarious. So yeah. Okay, I'll go to Jack and Alfie next. So I'll put the two together. I didn't really get a lot of news on Alfie, but they were together, Alfie and Jack, this weekend. But Jack missed Hammer Time on Friday due to he had a family dinner, and they apologized they missed it. And I'm like, well, family time is important. It's not a big deal, But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they had family dinner going on, and Jack had a great weekend. He spent bowling and time with Alfie, and of course, he got his picture. Oh yeah, you're showing that. This is awesome. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll turn on the volume right now, but this is Alfie climbing up the stairs. That's pretty impressive right there.
It is.
Because the stairs in general are not friends of boys with DMD. So to see him go on the outside and climb like he should, I dig that. That's what being a boy is all about. Take some chances, climb some stairs, give your mom a heart attack.
Give me a heart attack.
No, Alfie.
Where was this at?
They said, and you know what? I didn't catch.
Yeah, it was Canal Court, whatever that is. Acting like
yeah,
a monkey.
I don't know what that is.
I just think it's funny, but there is no stopping him. Alfie is an animal, and he's an animal, and he gives it his all the time, and I dig that. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was so awesome.
Yeah, and I'm pretty impressed that we got this screen sharing to work.
You did good.
Yeah, so now I'll be a master in no time. I think just 6 short years, and I'll have this dialed in.
Yeah, I'll have to challenge you again.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I was out with Turbo, and he does it in like 3 seconds.
I know.
Before I can even follow what he's doing, he's already has it on. He's scrolling through. He's showing people. He's using Google while he's doing this. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not gonna quite not gonna be there. Not quite that fast. That's awesome.
That is. So they're heading to America this Friday, or going to be flying out early this Friday.
And I can't wait because that is 2.5 hours from my house.
That's
so
awesome.
That is going to be great. It looks like it's going to be good enough weather. I'm going to ride. It's only going to be like 26 degrees or something like that at night is all. So that's pretty good for this time of year that it's just barely, barely below freezing. And I believe Big Daddy is coming up as well.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
So he's gonna join me. I still think that's on track. I haven't talked to him this week, but should be great. But I look forward to seeing him. I'm gonna go and help Elfie get through his treatments, but it's pretty badass. He's doing great. So it's gonna be great to see him. I can't wait. A bunch of people mailed things here. So if you mailed something, I'll be giving it to the boys on Friday when I see them. So we'll put some kind of video up or do something. So it'll be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was going to mention too, I know Jack received his picture when he showed up at Alfie's house from Jason. I don't know if you saw that. That was pretty awesome. I don't know. I can't say enough about those pictures that Jason did for the boys. So.
I know. If I could get the picture, I'll share the screen here. If I got a picture of both of them together. I thought they were on Fight for Alfie. Maybe not.
I thought they were too. Let's see if we can do it.
Yeah, I didn't see it on that one. I don't know where it was. I thought it was on. I don't know whose site it was on. Do you know?
I saw it was on Fight for Alfie, but it might have been on.
I see Alfie's is on there. I can see that, but not.
Oh, it is just Alfie's.
Yeah, not both of them.
No, I can't remember whose site it was on that I just saw it.
It might be on. I'll see if it's on his mom's. Otherwise, I'll just blow it off. And nope. Yeah, I don't know. I saw it, but I didn't save the picture. But now I feel like I'm so advanced, I can just go look it up myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't work like that. So somebody had it on. I just don't know. I don't know who, but Elfie's dad is not coming over this trip. He had surgery on his hip because he's old.
Yes, he did.
So he was busy doing that. Yeah, I don't know where
I was looking to see. Yeah, I only see the one at Elfie now, and somewhere I saw both of them. I can't.
I saw both too. It was probably on our page. What am I thinking?
It probably is.
I'm looking all over the place, and I'm just not on.
Says my page, but I didn't see it on Jamie's page. I'm looking. Oh, you know what? There's like a bunch of pictures of all the boys together, and yeah, it's I think on Jamie's page. It's on. Oh, Jason says it's on Mile Monster. Sorry, everybody. We're sitting here stopping.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was looking in the group. I was going to look in the groups for them. I'm looking all over the place, but I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Anyway, if you get a chance to see them all, it's.
Yeah, who would think to look at my own page at our own group page? Here it is. Here it is right here. I'll share it. I find it in 2 seconds when they do that. So all right. Yeah, I think this is pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Look at that picture. I mean, those pictures are so cool right there. I mean, I don't know, like, I don't know how he came up with it. I'm just amazed when people do things like this because it makes my brain seem so backwards. I couldn't even think to do anything like that. That just doesn't work like that. And it's so cool because there's so many things in there that just tie it to the individual kid. It's not just a bunch of graffiti or something. I mean, Jackhammer's got his football there, and he's got his Do Epic shit on top, and I mean, Elfie's got boxing gloves and that animal stance. I just love it. He just looks like an animal. So, and that picture of Jack, I just love that picture because it was at the Monster 100 party. So it's just really cool.
Yeah, he really just captured them.
Yeah,
picture.
It sure did. It sure did. The goat one that we have is Amy won that with at the movie premiere.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, it was. Well, she bought it. She bid on it and bought it. So there's, three out of 5 right there. So that's pretty That's
That's
pretty cool. But they're just so well done. Just awesome. So he's got a lot of talent, but that's cool. That is cool, and I'm glad the boys like him too.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And we're back. Yeah, we need a new IT guy. No kidding. Yeah, it'll take some time. I said in 6 years I'll have this dialed in, so it's all good. Let's see. I can look. Oh, we're down to. We lost a few viewers while we're putzing with technology. So they're people that are really good with it, and they can't even bear to watch somebody struggle with something so basic. Well, I wasn't put on this planet to work computers in an efficient manner. So, that there's that, I was put on this planet to do something else.
Me too.
You're all about the news, not about the shuffling around the computer.
Yeah, not IT. So
that's it. Well, that's all I have. Do you have anything else?
Turbo. I just got a little bit, Turbo's pretty tight-lipped, but they said it's been rainy in California, so Turbo's been kind of cozy in bed and playing games, which I think sounds awesome.
I think they got a lot of rain out there from what I heard.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that I think are getting pretty hammered, but and then I just wanted to say, be sure to turn into Turbo time, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 Pacific.
Yeah, he does a nice job, and it gives him a lot of confidence by doing that. So it's important for him to do it. So and it's awesome, and he likes having a show. We're gonna get him some gear. We'll be coming out, so they'll have some gear for him and be kind of fun. So, but I figured there was a bad storm coming because when I was out there, everywhere I went, people asked me if I was going to be around and if I was leaving or because of the storm coming in. So I was like, it must be bad, but I said, I'm not going to be here. So I didn't really watch it or care a whole lot, but it was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And I did ride down to the border though on my way out to Turbo, which was kind of cool. I said it in a video quick, but rode down to the border and in Acumba, I think is the name of the town. But anyways, I went right up to the border wall and rode my motorcycle right down the border wall. So next week I'll upload it from my GoPro. But I thought they would hassle me. But I thought, what are they gonna do to me? Like, I'm American. Like I have a passport in my wallet, a passport card. So what are they gonna do to me? So I just went right to the border wall. And there's a road that the border agents go on, and I rode right down that road, right alongside the wall, like a foot away from it. And then, yeah, Robert, that's the place, however you pronounce that. And I went over the hill, and there was an encampment of the people there. So, and then when I came back, I asked the border patrol what they were, and they're people who like come here, go across the border, and then they just give themselves up. Hakamba is how you pronounce it, and they just give themselves up, and then the border patrol is supposed to like send them home or find a home for them. So it was just crazy, but there's just people hanging out, and you're on the Mexican border, and I saw Asian people. There's all kinds of, I mean, it is literally a gateway to strolling in, but it's a new fence from when I was there last time. That's not a new fence. That's not a Trump fence or anything. That fence has been there for years and years, but it's new. It's a newer one from the last time I was there, but it was pretty interesting to see and to be right there. I mean, being somebody from northern Minnesota, it was incredible the first time I went there because I had no idea that on one side of the wall is a house and on this side of the wall there's a house, and they're literally neighbors. Like the neighbors are closer than my neighbors here in Jersey are to me, and they're in different countries. It's just crazy. I told the border agent, I said, that's got to be like the record distance you'd have to travel to go to dinner at your neighbors. Like you could hand something through the wall and, share dinner that way, but to actually go to their house would be a journey and a half to go down to the border, cross the border, back up. It's crazy. So it's kind kind of funny, but it was very interesting to see a lot of stuff you see on TV, with all the people there at the border, and then to see it in person was something. I came over the hill and they were just all the people, and I rode my motorcycle right to their little camp and did a U-turn and rode right by and I just waved and that was it. They just stared at me and a couple of them came out. I don't know if they wanted to talk or what. I didn't stick around long enough to find out, but a couple of them got up out of their little makeshift tents and walked out to where I was going to be riding through their little camp and but I didn't talk. I'm not very good with I can barely master my language, so I'm not skilled enough to speak another one. So figured I'm not going to get into it with anybody. But it was cool. It was a very interesting place, that's for sure. That's all I got. That was my week out and traveling through the countryside.
Nice.
And thank you again, and thank you guys again for covering last week because that's when I was on that mountaintop where Hopper was trying to kill me. So I appreciate you guys getting it because I could not get anywhere where there was service. I could barely get a text out, and that was about it.
Yeah, I felt bad for you.
Oh, I was sore for 3 days. I felt bad for myself. I thought I'm an idiot. Again, every time I do something really stupid, I think I'm never doing that shit again. And I just, until the next time. Ah, that's funny. But it's all good. But anyhow, that's all I got. You got anything else you want to add? No? Awesome.
I think Hammer Time probably won't be on this Friday, I'm assuming.
We're gonna do oh, thank you for saying that, because we're gonna do a Hammer Time. We're going to do a Hammer Time from the show. We'll do a Hammer Time with Jack.
Okay.
From whenever I hook up with him, there'll be a Hammer Time. It won't be at 11 o'clock in the morning, but whenever we get together, it'll be sometime on Friday. I'll let everybody know when it's coming, and I'll keep you updated, and we'll do a Hammer Time, and we'll get them all, because they're all excited, and they're all giddy, and I get them all riled up, so they're going to be rambunctious kids, just so I like it, so it'll be fun, so we're going to have a good time. Awesome. Well, thank you much. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. To the 6 people that bailed early, what's going on with you in your day? That you had to bail. Oh, it's all good. I'm only giving you a hard time. Sorry about rambling on and chasing you away. Peace out, and talk to you next time. Later.